cooler now, rolling with my clip. If you talking sideways, it's gonna be some shit. Got some royalty around me, yeah, we live. On that African swag, cause you know we dropping hits. Yeah, cooler now, rolling with my clip. If you talking sideways, it's gonna be some shit. Got some royalty around me, yeah, we live. On that African swag, cause you know we dropping hits. Yeah, queens on my left and my kings to my right. Black love is in the air. It's the shade butterflies, and we smile from ear to ear like we do this every night. They bumping through the speakers screaming, we gon' be alright. Thinking around discussing if you seen the latest video, you know the one. White top black, yeah, here we go. They on it till crazy, for the best will call it cereal. Explanations for it has no holes. Then the Cheerios, they taking all my soldiers. They trying to kill my babies, and the ones they can't kill, they get indicted, deep crazy. Mass incarceration began to peak in the 80s. Robbed the full of resources and get labeled lazy, and this shit is on site. If you asking TTE, where my people always suffer in this thing we call free. One by one, we waking up from centuries of your sleep. Young, now from bringing coordinated, now we're MC. Cooler now, rolling with my clip. If you talking sideways, it's gonna be some shit. Got some royalty around me, yeah, we live. On that African swag, cause you know we dropping hits. Yeah, cooler now, rolling with my clip. If you talking sideways, it's gonna be some shit. Got some royalty around me, yeah, we live. On that African swag, cause you know we dropping hits. Yeah, 400 years of slavery and oppression, and we still get questioned by supposed anger and aggression. As the cause of our souls, we on our cruise to can't say shit. Waving a finger at the cameras or some decamation. No, it's what we thinking when we stole our community. So the rich police the poor, but you not fooling me. If your response is as you say, then it's time to spread the truth. Did our leaders war ready while we educate the youth? Tell them about their ancestors and the riches of our roots. As they start to level up, shit, you can find me in the roof. Just remember, prison cells are replacements of the new. So you gotta think strategic while we acting on our move. Trying to push out on the game with a sense of urgency. My knowledge is free on this international emergency. What was waged on our people and change the way that we stifled our way of life and resources, our way of slavery. Cooler now, rolling with my clip. If you talking sideways, it's gonna be some shit. Got some royalty around me, yeah, we live. On that African swag, cause you know we dropping hits. Yeah, cooler now, rolling with my clip. If you talking sideways, it's gonna be some shit. Got some royalty around me, yeah, we live. On that African swag, cause you know we dropping hits. Yo, spree is OT, supremely black, pimp on your beat. Educated OG, moving Dutcher royalty. They keep trying to really lynch us, but the code is loyalty. Got our ancestors with us, so we act accordingly. Melanin, so divine, what they need is aid of mind. Birth of all humankind.
What's up, guys? You can hear that? Yeah. You gonna let it ride? I love this show.
Yeah, that's interesting. But black people on this side, with the shit that will bring them view in this country through our eyes. For the kids, set the tone and begin to build your own. Leave social debates alone, it is an Africa. Only pray from any everything made to keep you out your zone. Put the success of your people first, that's a new black home, kids.
Woo! I love that joke. And I know that's old. Well, I don't know. Is it old to you? It'll never get old because it's timeless.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely my earlier work. For sure. It's actually one that I don't want to say gave up on, but like I wrote it.
Really?
And you know, it's cool. I was done. I don't even perform that song like that. That's
what
I did. So many songs. I go through the list and perform my stuff. That song, I don't perform that much.
Wow, that's crazy. And I knew I was probably going to hear like, oh man, I did that, because I was, I was digging a little bit.
Nah, it's cool.
And
it's cool because it's, I shouldn't forget about it. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. It touches somebody else. The times that I have, people are like, "Yo," and I'm like, "Really? Okay."
Right.
So
Right.
I can't
Right.
I can't let it go. I can't let it sleep too much. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 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 Right.
So
Well, I'm gonna give you an introduction. I just, when you go in and you feel something, you gotta let it rip.
most definitely.
First of all, to everybody that's here or anybody that's here, this is the second episode of rappers and artists you haven't heard of. And I'm gonna just get them an introduction on why I'm doing this. I've been an MC, all my life, since hip hop first started, Rappers of Life. And being in this business, you realize how hard it is. It's a very hard road to stay on. And with hip hop, we tend to think it's like, oh, you old, that's it, get out. And it's not like that because you live it every day.
Right.
But with that, am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And with that, I'm naturally always helping other people. Even when I put out one of my records back in the day, I got it on the radio, all that. But the reason I'm saying this because in my mission to put out the record and get it on the radio station, I'm pulling people with me as I'm trying to make my mark. So, because I'm so excited about, like, oh man, it's like this. Oh, you go here, you go to the radio station on these days, and blah 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 blah. But at the same time, you get knocked down, and rightfully so. So many people are doing so many things, and I know a lot of people with the internet. We say, oh, everybody's trying to do it. I'm like, everybody's trying to do it back then. It's just
Right.
the internet shows more of everybody, I guess. So with me, I'm always going, how can I grab the cats that I know that's rhyming, and how can I bring them along with me and show? And that's what this show is about. It's something I always wanted to do because I'm always passionate about other underground artists that people may not know. You might have your fans and stuff of that nature. So that's why we're doing this show. So to everybody, we have our second episode. Last week was Mira Soul. He's on here now. Peace up, Mira. And he's in New York as well. But this week this is my family member, my cousin, my younger cousin, and he's an MC as well. Our family is vast with art. Like, we born in this, I think. I think it's just our righteous path to do art. I don't know. But this is my cousin, and he goes by the name of Quote the MC. So y'all meet my cousin, Quote the MC. I'm going to get right in this part. You doing a show. You have it on Kickstarter, and it's called The Rap Out, right?
Right.
Is it King's Revenge? Is that right?
Yeah, so the rap out is something that I started just this past summer. I've been performing, for the past 4, almost 5 years, all over.
Right.
Showcases, open mics. I did a small tour in 2020 with a band that I had at the time. So it's I've done a lot of things. The rap out though was still performing, but it's something that I started for myself to just take my mic, my speaker, the equipment that I have, and the performance skills that I've had that I've honed in on since I started, and take it into the hood, find different places where Black people are at, right? And just perform for them and share the love, share the vibes, bring what real hip hop in its roots is. So that's what the rap out is. It's reaching out and touching the people wherever they are, going into spots that I know that they're gonna be, whether it's even gonna be a whole lot of people outside, but I know that Black people frequent here, and that's the point. Let me go pull. Because the thing about the showcases, a lot of the times, not all the time, but a lot of the times, they're at high-end venues. They charge a lot.
Exactly.
They're not in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it goes. People that stay on the block at the end of the day. And I've gotten some good support from people in my own community too, like directly in my joint. But they don't really see me. You know what I'm saying? They see me when I post something, if they catch it, because the algorithm is funny too. But all right, well, let me reach out to the people where they at, because my music is geared toward us and the culture anyway. So let me go find the people. Let me find my tribe. So that's what the Rap Out is. And at everything that I was doing, I finally wanted to do my own show though. My own, you know, organize it in a venue, you know, organize a couple of acts to come with me, a production team, DJ, hosts, etc. And man all of that myself. And also pay these individuals. I don't want them to just be there and get exposure, right? I want them to be paid for their work, them to work with me, and them to all be Black men, because the point of the event is to celebrate and uplift Black culture. So it's the Rap Out presents King's Revenge concert, because it's the Kings coming and doing our thing. I call it revenge because I'm a rapper. Like it sounds cool to me.
It's
but
a battle coming at you.
Negative. Right. You know, but there's nothing negative about the event. It's, you know, for us to uplift each other and you know, and celebrate ourselves and just be, you know, cool with and proud of being, you know, Black men. You know what I'm saying? In a world that has consistently tried to tear us down, I'm trying to do something to lift us up and make that a thing that we constantly do.
Well, see, and this goes back to why I played that song in particular. First of all, organized. Just me watching you since you were young and then coming up. And seeing how I saw a picture of you in one of our back in the day, you know, our one of our family gatherings, and you were a little dude, but just seeing you rocking your hat, you was looking and you was sitting like you had something on your mind then. I said, wow, check them out, like you were on a mission. And when I hear organized, I that's what it took me to. And then it brings me, that's why I'm like, all right, I gotta just go right in on the Rap Out, because I went at first, you know how people kind of tend to wait and say, oh, you can plug that afterwards. But I said, no, this is necessary because it's who you are. It's literally, and then we're talking about, you know, Black men. Of course, you're talking about Black women. Of course, we're gonna get into those too, because that's a unique thing. But that's key. And another thing, you're doing it in a very key place. What does the Bronx mean to you? And it's a two-part question. Who in the Bronx? We know KRS-One is a major person in the Bronx, but who in the Bronx influenced you in hip-hop? And why is the Bronx so key to you as an MC?
Well, for me, I can answer the second question better than I can answer the first. It's key to me because, you know, this is obviously the birthplace, and even the borough is one thing, but I'm, you know, a half a mile away from the development, the housing complex that it started at. Literally, I'm from the South Bronx, where it really comes from. So it ain't even the whole borough. So it means a lot for. While I wasn't born here, but I lived in the Bronx since 1998, so most of my life, you know, it raised me, and that's at the point when I started to write too, at 11, in 2001. So it's the air, the culture, and you know, just the aspect of what we want to bring to music and what we have brought to it. I gotta represent, you know what I'm saying? I gotta represent myself, but I still have to represent MC in a certain way because of the pioneers and the creation. This is where it started. They call New York the Mecca, but I mean the Bronx is the Mecca and the roots. It's the seed. Like we started it here. You know what I'm saying? So respect to everybody that took it and put their own spin on it, that loves it and still honors it in their own way. Especially Philly. Philly is big on still like being true MCs, lyricists, and talking about something. And that's something we've always heard through all the years of hip hop's progression, is they still been consistent on that. But this is home, you know what I'm saying, as far as rap, you know, and what this means and what you know, what hip hop is, you know what I'm saying? So I never take that for granted. I flaunt it when I do my shows. I talk about it in my music from time to time, and yeah, this is it. You know what I'm saying? As far as who from the Bronx though influenced me, I don't know. I like a lot. I like a lot of MCs, but some of my favorites I don't think are from here.
All right, let me rephrase that then.
Yeah,
You said you started at 11, right? When you first went. What made you pick that pen up? What did you hear? What was in your mind when you decided to rap? Who did you hear? It don't even matter if it was from the Bronx.
Okay.
Right.
Nas, a tribe called Quest, Q-Tip,
Really?
Fight Dog, but especially Q-Tip.
Right.
And the Clips.
Woo!
The Clips. Those were the biggest ones that I was drawn to and finally paying attention to. My brother was putting me on stuff left and right before, and
of course,
I have an appreciation for some of the people he was trying to put me onto now, but back then it didn't really hit me like that. He was trying to get me into Wu-Tang and stuff heavy, but I was really young at that point, so I wasn't hearing them like that at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But other stuff, you know, all that fly talk. You know what I'm saying? And being cool, fashionable, and getting money, like that always kind of stuck out to me at the time. So those were huge to me. And I'm just like, oh, man, as I'm sharpening my pen, man, this is, something about them, you know, is starting to help me want to create a certain style a certain way.
Right. Do you remember what Nas songs or what clips, what Nas song did you hear, or was it just a collective?
It was Illmatic, period. So my brother, again, like I said, my older brother, he was putting me onto a lot of different stuff. And he was buying me CDs left and right here and there. We would go out to like different spots in the city to find good CDs. And he would just introduce me to stuff, you know what I'm saying? And, yo, maybe you like this, maybe you like that. And when I listened to Illmatic, even to this day, that still to me, not only is it one of my favorite hip hop albums, it's probably my top 3 favorites, but I still think it's top 5 albums of all time. Now, mind you, it's short, right? It's 10 tracks, but it's really 9 full songs. The first track is just an intro. But that body of work, you know what I'm saying? When we think about what hip hop is and all of its elements from the MC standpoint, it's unbelievable. It's a masterpiece. And I heard that then, and it's always always huge.
But for you to be so young with Nas, I mean, you know, and I'm older than Nas, but when he first hit, you know, I'm still a young cat at the time when he came out. But just to hear you say that, a lot of cats, you know, for you to be that young to say Nas, you know, we all know Nas' incredible flow. What was it about him that really struck with you when you first heard it?
For the most part, I can't say that it was like all the messages specifically. You know, at 11 years old, it's not that I understood everything, but I will say Nas does do a good job in his storytelling, and I think he can appeal to multiple audiences as far as age range, because there was a lot of things I could understand and feel, but it was really his choice in delivery, his flow, like something about the way he approached his music. It just was catchy to me. It sounded cool. I knew he was talking about something even at the time when I didn't understand everything he said.
That's deep.
And the stuff that I did understand, it was like, yo, you know, because at the time, like, you know, I'm young, but I'm going through stuff in my life, you know, seeing, you know, getting used to not seeing my father around anymore, different stuff, and finding ways to like voice what it is that I'm going through. And I don't even know how to name it, but I know I'm upset. Right. And hearing a brother speak a certain way intellectually, but also like rugged though, and hardcore, like it was the perfect mixture for me, where it's like, yo, I feel a certain way where I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm upset, but I don't have a soft way that I want to let this out. This has to come out. I gotta punch something. You know what I'm saying? And something about his delivery at that time when it was just like, yeah, I like this dude. I like this album. It's dope. And the older I got and the more I understood it, I could still play it like it came out today. And it's like, yo, it's dope. You know, I still love that album.
It's I still listen to it today still. You know, so I know you loving his new stuff. Which one out of the 3 that just came out that you feeling the most out of those 3?
I don't know. Maybe Magic, maybe the last one he dropped. That one to me is, I think he is a little better than the other ones. I don't like the other ones all that much.
Really? Wow, that's interesting.
They're not bad. It's just, I don't know, something about the arrangement between him and his producer. They starting to team up. They doing a thing, but I don't. To me, it's hit and miss. I think they have to get used to whatever it is that they really want to create. Now I still got stuff to say, but something about it don't sound right to me. And that's the thing. I'm a Nas head, but I do think though that throughout his career, he has been hit and miss just on a musical level, not on an MC, lyricist, storyteller level, right? But musically, knowing how to create his own sound. Is something that we watched him develop throughout his career, and he be on and he be off, and albums be good and they be alright, and you could pick a couple songs out. But I think, we had to watch him grow because he got signed through a verse. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have nothing out.
Ain't that something?
The streets was talking about, yo, who's this kid that said, when I was 12, I went to hell for Snuffy. So it's just like,
I went to hell for Snuffy G, right.
Yo, we got to sign this kid. This is the rawest thing we ever heard, right? And then he started dropping music, and it's not that he never wrote anything before, but he didn't have no catalog out at the time.
No, and that's the beauty of that's the beauty of how Nas came about. So, he wasn't trying a whole bunch of times. He just came with them lyrics. And he was doing what he was doing before he got on that mic.
What he said, he been writing. Been writing. That's not new. That's undeniable. But it's just like he didn't have a catalog. He didn't have a history to say this worked and this didn't work. So his career, we watched him try to figure out what is his sound. We know he got stuff to say, right? We know he's intellectual. We know he stands for something. We know he's good. We know he's a lot of different things. But we watched him have to figure that out. So just on a sonic level, like music wise, because there be times he's saying stuff, but he don't need to be rapping on certain beats. It's not. They don't mix
that's
with,
the word.
Style.
Right.
So,
So that somebody said Big L. Exactly.
Big L going too soon.
Woo!
Big L going too soon. And that's from my whole block. I used to live on 140th and Lenox. So.
Oh, you lived over there? Yeah. I was in the barber shop when I heard that, and all I could think about was him in his neighborhood. The minute somebody told me, man, I wanted to cry. I probably did not cry, but that was my homie. Like, that was my man. Like, I didn't know him at all and never got a chance to meet him, but yeah. And with Nas saying that, this goes into a question, my next question with you. When did you, hearing you kind of can tell, but I'm going to ask you anyway. When did you decide to bring rap about Black life? Or did you decide it? Did it happen? Was it something how did you make that decision? Or was it a decision that was always in you?
So I've been writing since I was 11. I'm going to be 32 in September. So 21 years of really emceeing on the path, right?
You was 11, bro.
I started recording a little bit around 18. At the time that I really started to sharpen my pen for real was in high school. High school is the time other people rapping too. Everybody got something they want to say and show. So I really
How was that? Let me cut you off. How was that scene in school? Give me that picture, because this stuff is real important that I want people. What was the scene like for you in school at that particular time?
It was like anywhere else, public school. It's the hood indoors. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of kids, just trying to find a way. And especially, if you went to the public school system and you're, Black, Latino, whatever, you get treated like an adult that's supposed to have everything together, and people forget that these are kids, you know what I'm saying? And people forget that these are kids that are also lacking of certain things. And even just, if it's nothing else at home, it's the resources in the school. So you know, it's kids hustling, trying to get their way out. You know what I'm saying? Get
Right.
their
Was y'all
diploma or find a way.
right.
So
And I guess I'm asking too, like you said you was rapping in school. I guess what I'm asking also was it a squad of y'all? Was it, we hear these stories in school of cats rapping. Like, so, where were y'all rapping at?
The thing, it depended on where. So if it was like me and my crew, it would either be us penning like in class, talking in between periods, let you hear something either in school or after school. But when we would let it be heard, if you wanted to like showcase, it was at lunchtime. It was in the lunchroom. It was in the cafeteria. Because there was a lot of other people from the other schools coming in and showing what they got. And even if you had the balls to do it, I did it once in the midst of everybody else. Otherwise, I was mostly just letting my friends.
A battle? Right.
Yeah.
Like a battle?
It's kind of like a battle, but it's more like I guess how you would look at like what freestyling is supposed to be for real, because a lot of people confuse freestyling for going off the dome.
Break it down on your end. Let me hear yours.
We'll go into that. I want to answer your question though.
Okay, good.
But when people know you rap, they're like, yo, spit something. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. If people know you rap, there's this circle where everybody's doing this over here, and if you got something to say, you got some bars, or you let it be heard. Acapella, you get your turn and you go. So I mean, ideally, whatever you want to say should be in the realm of like battle mode. But unless there's some beef, like nobody's really gunning for nobody. It's just like you gonna say some hot shit though. And so I did it once. Any other time, no, I was letting just my friends hear it because we were writing together, and we was also like fake battling, like just really trying to just get the upper hand on the other person, because I had dudes around me that was nice, but I was nice too, and they thought I was nice too, and I sound so different from everybody else at the time, so it was just like, yo, Ty said this, I gotta say that, John said this, now I gotta come with this. So it was just it was a respect thing, and trying to outdo your friends, and it would be after school too. That's when we would really go. We hang out and we would go, find a beat somewhere off of like YouTube or something, and start writing, making records and all that. And never recorded anything, but we would create all of these sounds.
Right. That's when you say y'all create sounds. How was y'all creating sound? What was your technique? Even though you wasn't recording, what was some of the techniques you were doing? Do you remember any of that?
It would be a little thing. So like somebody, some of us, for the most part, everyone always got verses. If you an MC, everybody got verses. Most people don't always have hooks. So eventually when we had stuff and we were trying to decide, I was always all right at coming up with something catchy. So I would come up with a hook. And I used to sing when I was younger. So I would be able to like sing with stuff too at the time. I completely lost that ability. I hope to get it back.
But, you got to get that back. Right. You sound like Grand Poobah. Grand Poobah talks about that, but go ahead.
But we would just, depending on what we was talking about, we would just try to figure out a sound, you know what I'm saying, based on whatever beat we found. Oh, this sounds cool to this. And it was usually like, I guess it would kind of be like in the midst of like a party vibe too, because, we were rap, but, we'd be dancing, you know what I'm saying? We party, we get fresh and go to stuff on like the weekends, Fridays and Saturdays. So, it's just be in the mind frame of that. Anything to get yourself, say something fly and get girls, you know what I'm saying? It was all around the realms of that,
Right. Well, look, before I go into the next thing, I'm going to just, for the people that's on here, this show right here is, this live is, rappers and artists you haven't heard interviewed. And right now we got Quote the MC on, and we do an in-depth, interview with artists you don't know. So I want y'all to go on YouTube and you check out Quote the MC, and you check them out. Terry, you can type your type where they can get it. Let me see. Type where they can. I'm gonna put this. Type where they can get your link, and I'm gonna put this link in here. He also has he has a Kickstarter that he's working on for a show in the Bronx, and he needs help to get that started. So right now we're interviewing Quote the MC. You know what I'm saying? You're very in depth, right? And we need that in this time. Like, we really need in-depth artists, and when we have them, we love. Actually, we have a lot, but to get heard now, we know we in a time where it's the industry is saying, "Oh, we only want this style of hip hop," and we're going to push it, and we know that's the thing. But what I want to ask you? I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, I didn't even get to fully answer your last question either. With how I started I started to take you through a timeline, and then we started rapping about something else.
No, it's good. This is all good.
At the point of when I started becoming more Afro-centered, musically, because in my growing up, I've always kind of had that around me. My mom, you know, she did a good job of like, if she didn't like throw the book on us as far as like, yo, black.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
But she did raise us around certain things. You know, we had African artifacts in the house. You know what I'm saying? Our clocks, our things. We saw images of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Learning about certain people in history. You know, being raised Muslim, man. You know, black Muslim in New York under people that, you know, have family members that were a part of the nation in their time. So
we lived it.
These things were always instilled in me, and I always like to have little I don't wear them much anymore. I'm growing up a little more, but little pieces, African things, especially the real classic one, the leather one with the Africa inside. I always loved that. I might have had like 4 of them in my life, like at different times. And through my growing up, so I had little bits of like the reminders of I know I'm black, even if it's not so in depth of what's in my mind. I was treated as such, so it was always with me. People experience me as black. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
So I learned to have a pride for it, though. If I'm like, you're gonna treat me a certain way, in a way that I don't like, especially, I'm gonna go ahead and love what it is that I am. In the later parts of high school, 11th grade, 12th grade is when I started to get a little bit more prideful in my roots, wearing certain things, trying to go to spots that I can learn things from. And I wanted to start writing that way too, because I felt myself changing. There was a thing that happened, and I'll never forget this, because this shaped me figuring out this for myself. I'm from the hood, you know what I'm saying? I'm a black kid from the hood, right? The N-word is prevalent in black culture, everywhere. And even past that, it goes outside of the culture, which is mind-boggling. But you know, that's how we talk. It's in our music, it's in our media, everything.
It's what we are,
I was working one summer though, and I was on the phone with my mom, but I'm getting ready to cash my check. From getting off of work, and I'm speaking to one of my coworkers, letting them know something, I'm gonna do something. But I said the N-word, with her on the phone. And there was just this very loud silence for a minute of like, and I felt that presence of knowing that I've been using this before, not that I thought it was the best thing in the world, but it's my norm. But I knew that it was not okay anymore. And it shaped me starting to teach myself to not use it a little bit by a little bit. I wrote a paper on it, an essay on it for my 12th grade exit project. And
how did that go?
Everybody in the classroom, 17-year-olds, but I wrote about the N-word. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy, and people they loved it too. A bunch of other people, we all use it, whatever. But I began to start teaching myself to not use it. I began to teach myself, no, it's not cool. No, I don't like this. And then I would move away from it. Now, I'm not saying it in my everyday language, but I still write it in my songs. I bet I need to kind of stop writing it in my songs now. Cool. I don't write it in my stuff no more, but what I listen to when I'm reciting what I listen to, I'm gonna say it. Now I'm not gonna recite that part no more, right? And then now I get to this point where I dislike it so much. Now I'm comfortable enough to tell people, hey, if that's what you say, that's cool, but I don't want you to address me as that. I don't want to police your language, but call me by my name. Call me bro. Call me something else. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me that. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn how to do that over the course of years. That didn't happen overnight, right? And becoming someone that's penning and understanding what it is I'm starting to set for myself, who I think I am, who I want to become, I needed to align that, right? I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to just talk about getting fly and getting women. That's okay, but that don't mean that much to me. And also, I don't live like that no more. I did that when I was younger, but now I'm not. I don't care about that. Now I'm elevating myself. I want to talk about the things that I'm doing, right? So I'm seeing stuff happen in the culture. I understand it. I want to do something about it. Let me talk about it, right? And then I decided to change my name too. You know, my rap name. I had one name, but I'm still affiliated with it. I use it for something else, but I wanted to change.
Which is what? What was it?
My first official rap name, I made it in high school in senior year, was REF. And that's an acronym. REF is an acronym for Rap Efficiently. Rap Efficiently now
that's actually dope.
That's my brand though. So that's my brand. I got merch and stuff. I had an LLC. I still have it, but I haven't done anything with it in a while. So I need to renew the licenses and stuff. But Quote, just Quote, not Quote the MC, but Quote was a artist's name for me to draw and possibly tag up, right? I ain't tagged up nowhere, nothing crazy. I know people gonna be like, yo, you can't tell people that you can. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was supposed to be. And I wanted to change that. And I had all these ideas that came into fruition later, which is crazy. But I wanted to change Quote and change into Quote because Quote, just like Ref, got something to say. And I got something to say that people could usually repeat. You know what I'm saying? Quote me on what I say. Hold me accountable for it. So that's what Quote BMC means. It's a title, but it's also a verb. Quote me on what I say. Hold me accountable. And so that's how it came about. And so around like 20, I would say around like 22 or 23 is when I started like really like, all right, you know what? I'm changing my life. I'm understanding who I am. Let me start writing this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing us, you know, treat our sisters kind of bad. Let me talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing us, you know, suffer from brutality and this and that. Let me talk a little bit about that. I'm seeing us completely misunderstand our roots. Let me talk a little bit about that. You know what I'm saying? And the more I learn, the more I talk about some other stuff, and the more I share with others. You know what I'm saying? If I'm learning, you need to learn. Each one teach one. I can't hold the information, you know? And that's kind of how it came about. And by a certain time, by 25, 26 is when I already like I had it. Like it was no more deep. It was embedded, and I'm just like, yo, it's time to go. You know, it's time to do this for real. And so yeah, you know, around that time is when I started to like really get into speaking through the culture, through the roots and the diaspora, and you know, repping that heavily. And I still do, but I'm also on another journey too in the midst of that, because that's what life is. We continue to journey on. And
yes, sir. Yeah.
So I hope that answers the question.
No. Actually, you went over there's other questions I had, but that covered it a lot, because when I listen to you over time and just, you know, I know you're my cousin, but at the same time, you know, when I see all of our works and we have all our work, somebody's joining in. When we have all of our works, we tend, maybe they got some, hold on, I'll get them. I guess I can add them in with you. We'll bring them in. When you come into that knowledge, or when you come into, you know, some people go through it through religion, reading books or stuff of that nature. But I know it's a slow transition. People tend to like to think that they just go right in. No, I was always like, not that you, of course you, because like I said, we grew up in it. We was born in the Nation of Islam. Yeah. We was born, you know, your aunt, my aunt, your mom. We were So we tend to have it naturally in us, but it is a point that you do come to a point where you say, hey, I want to start writing about this. So you hit it right on. And then going right into that, you have a song that's dope, and I know I'm keep going back, but you and your sister did, talking about Black women. You want to go into that? Because I think people need to. How did you come about doing that? How did you get everybody together? You know.
You talking about the video?
Yeah, the video.
Okay, yeah. I was confused when you said the Black women. I was like, nah, me and I understand. Yeah, she her and her she has a production team. It's a mix of 3 people. Her her boyfriend and his cousin, and they shot the video and edited the video. But that song Tacit though is
Tacit, right.
Yeah, Tacit. It doesn't feature anybody. That's just me, and then the sounds that you hear are live instruments that's played by, some of my band members at the time. But yeah, that song, just like everything else of me going through these transitions in life, I had to come to a place, I see a lot of things, right? I understand a lot of things, and I really understand them, right? I don't really like to talk too much on anything that I haven't wrapped my mind around to a degree. That doesn't mean that I'm saying I know what's right, what's wrong, but I know what I feel. I know how to articulate it, and I can trust myself going with that. So I was seeing, and not just seeing, but again, hearing my sisters in all sorts of different places, right? Talk to me about mistreatment from here, mistreatment from here, mistreatment from here, lack of, understanding from here. And even for me, I like to think that I've always been, respectful to women as much as I would like to be. But, I've had to grow up. There were things I didn't know and understand when I was coming up. I've been someone that has sexualized women at one point. Been someone that has been a womanizer. I've always been honest though. I've never been somebody that I don't lie about things. So if I'm single, I'm single. When I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. So that's to be respected. But I had to learn the difference between just liking women, being drawn to them, versus valuing them and understanding them. And something that was playing in my mind, it's funny because this stuff is always going to bring back some other family member. My older sister told me something when I was a kid. I had to be like 12 or 13 years old. And I even referenced it on the end of the music video. She said to me along the lines of,
hold on. Hey, can y'all turn your music down a little bit? We're still doing the interview.
Yep. Sorry, babe. Sorry.
And if you have a question for Quote the MC, I'm gonna bring people in. What's up, Tony? How you doing? That's an old friend
of mine. Hey, baby, how are you? Love you.
I'm all right. So go ahead, continue.
So
we're doing the interview. Yeah.
So what she told me was that regardless of what your relationship is with any girl that you're dealing with, if she's your friend, if you want to make her your girlfriend, if you just want to be, mess with her, be, not too serious, whatever, always be honest, always be upfront, and be respectful, right? She said always, it doesn't matter what the relationship is, be respectful. And, as a time, what I'm saying, like I said, I'm 12, 13-year-old, I'm, big sister, blah, blah, blah. But it stuck with me for the rest of my life because the rest of my life, all of the girls that I did, I try my best to be very respectful, a gentleman, right? Honest as much as I can be, even honest to the point that some things might, kind of hurt feelings sometimes, but but still, but very well intended. I always led with my heart, and I wanted to make people feel like I was being not just serious, but nice, because my sister said so. And it was important. And I thought it was a dope thing to say, rightfully so. And not just to me as a man, but from girls to boys, like be nice, be respectful, regardless what their relationship is. So whether you taking this girl serious and you want to her to be your girlfriend, whether you want to marry her, whether y'all just going on a date, whether y'all just, you know, friends with benefits, whatever it is, be respectful. Don't be a dick. And I took that to heart, and it stuck with me. And I always try my best to do that. So that song was me coming to age, understanding my part in how I could do better for our women, for our Black women. And also a voice to other Black men saying, look, not only can I do better, y'all need to do better. Because I've been respectful, though, you know, to the capacity that I know at the time. But now we're going to change all this lust, all this, you know, all this life that we do and all this fly shit, and really value these women, regardless of what our relationship is with her. Protect her anyway. You know, we love to say, you know, we don't even care about things that's happening with women until it's your mom, your sister, your aunt. Now I got to be all of them. So that was the point of the song being written, and I had to figure out how to write it a certain way so that it sounded that way when I brought it forth, you know, coming from a band, like it had to be received that way. And every single sister that ever heard it has given me high praise for it. They love it. Some of them have been brought to tears in performances, and you can even see it. The amount of women that came out to that video shoot. I didn't have a budget to like pay everybody.
It's beautiful.
I offered refreshments, and I just asked, and a lot of them donated their time. They listened to the song. They believed in what I was doing, and they appreciated it, and they trusted me to bring what I was saying to life. And that video came out beautiful, and I will never ever forget. Never forget that they did that for me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was such a big deal. If two of them came out, it still would have been dope. But the amount of them that came out, the amount of that network with each other, that show love, and that are friends to this day now, and rocking with each other, is like, yo, it's so beautiful. And it's crazy.
Look what you create when you right.
And we always see that though. The sisters always got our back. All the stuff, all these times. And that's what it was at that time. So it was like, of course, this song has to be what it is because they always had us. And I'm not saying they ain't get nothing wrong, right? I'm not saying that there are things that we can't address with them either. That's human nature. We always gonna mess up somewhere. But the sisters had our back, you know what I'm saying? And they had the back of our community for a long time because it's been on them, because we've been missing in a lot of different ways for a lot of reasons too. It's not just deadbeat stuff, it's systematic, right? But I have to address it. I have to appreciate them for it because they've been there. You know what I'm saying? My mom raised 4 of us. You know what I'm saying? So if I never experienced any other women that way, I experienced my mom raised 4 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Pretty much on her own. You know what I'm saying? So it had to be done. It was necessary, and I stand by that song. It's still it's one of my favorite songs to perform specifically because of the reception. It doesn't matter who's in the room either. Men, women, it doesn't matter the race that's in the room. And my music is Black culture, so I really want Black people to be around. But that song is always received well. And I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of it.
It's so incredible. I'm getting ready to play it right now because that's one thing with this show that I want to do is I want to play this stuff. I want to give people what we're talking about while we're talking. I mean, I know people can go and go to YouTube, but right now, while I got the people right now, y'all stay tuned and listen. We're going to take it back to the radio, even though this is visual, and we're just going to chill. You got to hear this song, and here we go. Let's play this song.
Pass it.
Pass it.
Everywhere.
Right. And tell me if y'all can hear it clear. Just start throwing up the thumbs.
Yeah, so far, so good. Have you ever met a woman with a natural halo? Handle hers in the daytime and you still keep a glow. Men glancing admiration like she's putting on a show. And you bless us with your presence, keep it regal with the flow. She comes in every shade, props to the melanin. She birthed the whole world off pure adrenaline. Been killing it for ages, so it's status veteran. Sometimes you load comparisons, but there's no one better than it. And I will always support you, cause you look just like my mother. Secure the premises and protect you like a brother. Y'all ignore slight differences and take care of each other. Complimenting others like you to acknowledge one another. Gracing us with your beauty, rocking naturally full lips. Stifling big booties with the matching full hits. I'm not satisfied your images or standards on the strip, but they told you hate your features and you know it was a trick. Have you ever had the chance to look perfection in the eye? Then she starts to blush a little cause she eats a humble pie. Got the sisters working hard to keep her down until she cry. Purposing your sister up to spread the wings and start to fly. And I wouldn't bet against you cause you challenge your odds. I keep trying to tell the brothers the black woman is God. That's that black girl magic. Yeah, y'all got that black girl magic. If you're a black queen, go and raise your fists up and watch the world gasp for air like they got the hiccups. Not your head to any sister cause you're part of a club. Holding down our black world, raising their kids and teaching love. Raising families, working hard while we absent on our lie. Lead our all our movements while we out here getting shot. So we gotta give our thank yous cause the pressure weighs a lot. We got this now, let's unify and take us to the top. We're gonna make it up, but first we gotta treat you better, and that shouldn't be too hard, cause black folks are trendsetters. Lose our beta male ways, meaning don't control the sweater. Always stay together no matter the storms we gotta weather. Start to lift the women up every chance that we get. Stay on code with outsiders, never tripping on the set. Speak life into your goals so you take off like a jet. Refrain from superficial, sure to always show respect. Have you ever had the chance to look perfection in the eye? Then she starts to blush a little cause she eats a humble pie. Got the systems working hard to keep her down until she cry. Purposing your sister up to spread the wings and start to fly. And I wouldn't bet against you cause you challenge all the odds. I keep trying to tell the brothers the black woman is God. That's that black girl magic. Yeah, y'all got that black girl magic. Oh my God, check the sister with the afro in the hair. Or the one rocking locks, brothers trying not to stare. Home rolls down your back, wearing weeds without a care. Natural shortcuts smell like coconut oil in the air. We salute you to your African hair wraps, and that's a fact. Whether you got a sporty scarf or the one that dad had. Getting behind y'all while y'all cleaning for the culture's where it's at. We don't suppose to coach about your man, and that's a wrap. Her skin is a beauty, comes in all shades of brown. Albino or skin with freckles, got it with your crown. Highly articulate, feared by everyone around. Master of life, so put on your cap and gown. Extremely strong will, watch her smile and feel the gleam. You wanna win it like you gotta put up on your team. Her style is outcast, stay so fresh and so clean. Never seen a black woman and you never seen a queen. Have you ever had the chance to look perfection in the eye? Then she starts to blush a little cause she eats a humble pie. Got the sisters working hard to keep her down until she cry. Purposing your sister up to spread the wings and start to fly. And I wouldn't bet against you cause you challenge on the odds. I keep trying to tell the brothers the black woman is God. That's that black girl magic. Yeah, y'all got that black girl magic. Have you ever had the chance to look perfection in the eye? Then she starts to blush a little cause she eats a humble pie. Got the sisters working hard to keep her down until she cry. Purposing your sister up to spread the wings and start to fly. And I wouldn't bet against you cause you challenge all the odds. I keep trying to tell the brother the black woman is God. Woo! That's that black girl magic. Yeah, you got that black girl magic. Woo! So beautiful. So everything. You hear it a lot. Sometimes you don't hear it enough. The black woman is that's that black girl magic. Yeah, you got that black girl magic. Woo!
Woo! Oh man! Well, the what's names was lighting up. So that tells me I know y'all love that. I see you already put where to get it. So that's good. Bro, that song is, you already explained it, so I'm not even going to go into explanation. You already gave it to us. It's just incredible. And like this particular 6-song EP, and like I said, I know it's older, and I listened to that, and then I went to I'm not gonna say it's this one is newer. With this, you use a lot of instrumentation. Talk about some of the people. This is live instrumentation, right?
Yeah. So
talk about some of the people that's behind that.
Yeah. So I was definitely gonna get into that after this song drop too. That whole EP from beginning to end is live music, or at least live instrumentation. They played that live. We mixed it down. I had made that EP a year earlier with just like beats, regular production, but it was like rough mixes. It was not mixed. I just threw it on SoundCloud, and it was only 5 songs at the time. It wasn't 6. Then I knew with my journey on making my music and also establishing myself as a professional. Like I'm out. I want to put myself out publicly, figure this music business out. I really, really wanted a band, like bad. And I went searching. I went searching. There was already one brother that was kind of already in my network. A friend of mine that I had been writing with since like 17, 18. One of my closest friends from high school. This is his cousin. So, I met him back, the same year that I met my boy, just a few months later. But we had been rapping together off and on for years. And his friend, which became part of my crew, was a pianist. And he's more of like a soca, funky soul kind of musician. He's not a hip hop head by any means, but he is a creative.
He's a creative,
drawn to the music, and
if he hears something dope, he in.
So when I was talking to him about wanting to get a band together and stuff, he was like, "Yo, like when he saw I was doing my thing for real too, like not just like every here and there. Me and my friend, we had a new little quick verse or whatever, but we didn't do nothing with it. He knew I was like, he was like, yo, when you need something, if you know, let me know. So when I established it, I was like, yo, nah, I'm searching for a band. I need a band. Roots 2.0. I'm a huge Black Thought fan, a huge Roots fan.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I need this. I need it because the feeling of music live, it's like nothing else. There's a reason why people enjoy music so much, but why we have to understand what the true vibration is. I need this. There's stuff I gotta say. You gotta feel it. So I'm searching. I'm like, all right, I got this dude. He said he down. I find a drummer at some event that I was at, and I didn't even hear him. He heard me, but I didn't hear him. We met, and he kept on telling me, yo, I'm down, blah, blah, blah. I want to do stuff. He's a hip hop head. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to remember him. A guitarist. I met him at an event. He was doing a show helping somebody else, but he saw me perform and was feeling my stuff. And I kind of remembered him because I thought he was dope when he played. But again, we connected. And I'm like, yo, so I happen to hit these brothers up. You know what I'm saying? Let's get together. Let's link up. And we created something really special that I really wish lasted. But it's all good. It's it's all love. But Corona and just life, like things take people in different directions sometimes. It's definitely no bad blood, but things kind of change, and that's okay. And I'm wishing them nothing from the best. The guitarist on that entire EP, I mean, he's listed in the credits and stuff too, but I need people to know his name because how amazing he is. This is Cavion Sabio. Amazing brother. He's also a photographer. He's from New York. He's based in Jersey now, but he's a New Yorker. He's a New Yorker through and through. Pianist. that is Shamari Shinnery, but his music name is Mari Kamau. That is his production name as well as his singer-songwriter name as well, Mari Kamau. Very good on the keys and a really good dude to like, we playing, but like he's an ad-lib dude. He catch a vibe and he run.
Ooh, right. That's very
his,
important. Yeah,
that's his thing. So you know, that's his strength. He's the ad-lib guy. He know how to come in.
Right.
That drummer, the soul behind everything, the heartbeat. That is Jameel Johnson, and Jameel Johnson. You know, big guy that's heavy on playing in his church as well, but huge hip hop head too. So he could rap with people for a long time about hip hop and understanding. He know it.
Right.
So beautiful ensemble of people that just got together. I was able to arrange some things, and they entrusted me. I have no knowledge of like telling people what keys and what specific BPM. I'm just like, here's the tempo, here's the mood, and let's tweak it while we go. I got the vision, and we gonna arrange this, you know, and I'm gonna conduct it. But yo, do your thing. You put your sauce on it. All right, let's try this. Let's do that. And that's how it went, and it was dope. And yeah, we created an amazing joint. We did a tour early in 2020 before Corona like started, and like shut everything down. And
I'm pretty sure the response was incredible.
Ridiculous.
Really?
Ridiculous. People,
I'm not surprised though.
People never saw nothing like it, and it's why I was like, yo, I don't know how we didn't keep it. Because we all saw it. Y'all felt it.
It happened.
But things happen, and it's all love. There's no bad blood. It's all love. So you know.
But the fact that y'all got together and captured this moment, you do have it forever. You have it.
Absolutely.
You captured it. Because I hear it all through the album. Even the way you approach the image, the X, what made you approach it like that? All your stuff. Well, let me say this. All your stuff, we're going to get to that one. But I noticed you have a particular way you want these covers to look. Like, you know, the GOAT, and we're going to get into that. But you got it's kind of a systematic thing you got going on. Explain the X and get into it.
So this EP, it's titled The Quote Tape. The quote every, and that's what I mean. So it's cool. It's important to know quote spelled out, but think about what I just said, that initially before this released, a year before, it was just a 5-track EP on SoundCloud unmixed. Every song on that album, on that EP, in order, is spelled out from the acronym quote. So the first song is quotient. Next word is unearthly, you. Song after that, organize. Song after that is tacit for T. E for elusive. Quote. That song, the EP, the first one and the second one, the remake rather, both of them were released and dropped on May 19th. The first one was May 19th, 2018. The next one was May 19th, 2019. Now, for any of my people that know, maybe they don't know, I'm going to say it, but that is important because May 19th is Malcolm X's, you know, El Hajj Malik Shabazz, that's his birthday. Or, you know, that was his birthday. And this is someone for me, in my coming of age,
get into that.
My coming of understanding what I want to put out, how I want to put out, and also who is important to me and who is my inspiration, my idols. And I don't idolize anybody. Malcolm X is my idol. That's my mentor. Before he was gone before I even was on this earth, but I'm connected to it completely.
And
I wanted
go into that. What's the reason? What's the reason Malcolm X stood out to you? Because there's a lot of them out there. A lot of of our iconic lecturers, or just anybody that was Afro-diasporic abolitionists to our fighters, to our freedom fighters. To what is it about Malcolm that's so dear to you in your soul?
For me, Malcolm, number one, among anything, and there's a lot to say, and I'm gonna say a lot of it. But one is he always made sure to stay in his humanness. He never got too big for his own bridges to be wrong and to make changes. A lot of these people, they get these platforms, they go somewhere, and they can't do no wrong. They can't grow. They can't grow from their mistakes or from anybody else. He always was a student. Very important to remain a student in life. Some of the most ridiculous things that people say, a mindset that a lot of people have, is that we get too old and stuck in our ways. And I know that happens, but that is willful ignorance. You have to stay ready to learn. Things are changing every day. People are changing every day. How you gonna stay the same way and the world is changing around you? How you supposed to survive? How you supposed to help yourself? And how you supposed to teach other people around you? So that's stupid. Number one, Malcolm always made sure to continue to learn, to grow, to go back. You know what? I was wrong about that. I'm gonna do this, and I respect that. He was accountable to himself, to his word, to his way of living. He was disciplined, 100% disciplined. He ain't playing around. Whatever he said is what he did, and he aligned himself with the things that he said. He aligned himself with the people to make sure that he would be within that, and he held himself to those things that he said. Very important to me to see that in anybody, but especially men. A lot of men say stuff, but they don't mean it. I've always been a man of my word, and I've tried to stay that way, and that always appealed to me. Another thing, brother came up just like me in another time frame. He come up from the gutter. You know what I'm saying? He been through some real street stuff, some real grimy stuff, some real hood shit. He been through life. He went through the mud, and he came through that. You know what I'm saying? You got, diamonds have to, you have to apply pressure to it before they become that, and
before they become the diamond,
thing, you know. But other than that, it's his strength. But also the gospel in which he speaks resonates with me more, because I'm also not a passive person, And that's no disrespect or discredit to any of our other leaders, especially the ones that I know that were thorough and true in what they were doing. See, some people were here to take us down. Some people were doing something different, but they really was for the culture. Martin Luther King was for the culture. He was for the culture, of course. He was for the culture. So I'm going to praise him. Now, I just don't agree with some of those tactics, though. I'm not a passive person. You can't push me and not get pushed back from me. I'm just not that way. You know what I'm saying?
And he realized that later.
We going to do what need to be done. And for me and myself, not just you bringing war to me, but me understanding fight or flight, survival, and understanding that I don't promote or I don't promote and praise violence by any means, but I do understand the necessity of it at times. If you're trying to hurt me and I told you to go away and you didn't go away, I'm gonna need to apply that at some point, right?
Yes, sir.
If I need to get something from you that is mine, that belongs to me, and you're not giving it to me, I might have to go that route. You know what I'm saying?
You might have to go
there's logic to it. So what he led, not just what he stood for, but what he led, to me was the most logical way in what teaching our people to free ourselves to do. Because for me, it aligns with me. I'm not going to try to tell anyone what's right for them. But for me, it's like, look, you know what I'm saying? There's no way to tell someone this is what I want by saying, may I please have it, right? Not when it is a life or death situation. There's no ask. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to come with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to apply pressure. And I'm going to apply a little bit more pressure until I get what I need, right?
Yes, sir.
Coming on me, no, you have a war to face, right? So that's my thing. Malcolm resonates with me on so many different levels. His book, you know what I'm saying, or Alex Haley, the autobiography, life changing, life changing,
Right.
and I felt that I can see myself in every single page, right? Again, he's before my time. I'm 32. I'll be 32 this September. This is before my time, but I feel all of it. I felt like this in different stages of my life. So for me, the relatability, the timelessness, and the truthful, the honesty of the person that he is, and living in that is something that speaks so much volumes to me. And I have to, I do respect it, but I have to respect it, right? It means a lot to me. It aligns with my values and who I am, and I wanted to do something and put in him and making sure that people are always reminded of him at different times. So that X had to go up in my, my cover art, because people need to know, you know what I'm saying? When I was promoting it, when it came out, blah, 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 May 19th, Malcolm X's birthday. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned him in the first track. I also reference him in the third track, on Organize, you know what I'm saying? And not just him specifically, but then I reference some of his values indirectly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, those are the things that, he set a foundation. This is my ancestor, and he's still with me right here, and I'm here with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm continuing to work. So yeah, he's powerful, as a lot of our past leaders are or were, but to me,
well,
no one like him. No one like him.
Right. And I'm gonna say he's once again, I gotta keep bringing this up because he's more closer to you as an MC than you even probably know. I don't know what your mom told you. Yeah, and our fathers, your uncle, my father, our uncle. They were in that same era in time, right alongside with all of them. So it's so close to you more than you realize. And it shows. And when I looked at the cover, I said, "Wow!" Immediately you might go to like, "Oh, that's a superhero." He kind of do. But I said, no. He has to explain it, because I know is more in depth and more intellectually, spiritually on the target of a bullseye with why he's moving like this with his with the image, because it's key. And like I said, even with the I looked at the image of the goat, that image. I like how you did that. Explain that one too. Wait before you go into that. We went quote the MC. And this show right here is called Rappers and Artists that you haven't heard of, interviewed. So we're interviewing artists that you might not have known. They're not in the mainstream, they're in the underground. However, they do have their fans, and they are doing their due diligences to try to push their work and put it out there. So right now we would quote the MC. This is my cousin, but it goes deeper than just him being my cousin. Because he's such in-depth MC, very everybody's conscious. I don't even want to say aware of his consciousness to push intellectual Afro-diasporic cultural driven culture through his lyrics. That's important during these times. Now, you know what? It's important all the time. I don't even want to say during these times. It's important all the time when you have an MC like that, so passionate. And this is who we're interviewing right now. So, and I'm talking about covers, y'all. And the reason why you got to get into these things, because it's more than just them rapping. It's how they set their image up. How do they rock their flavor? And their flavor is major. So we're going into a cover. It's called, it's the GOAT, right? It is the GOAT. We know
it's
what
called,
the GOAT means.
Goat Talk.
GOAT Talk. Okay, yeah. Okay. I apologize. So GOAT Talk. But the way you set that cover up, I'm going to go to it. But just explain it before I even show it.
Right. So that one, the song itself is a song. How do I explain this? It's not. This song might not remind you of anything that you heard of on the quote tape. by any
It
means,
doesn't.
right?
It's totally different. Yeah, totally different.
It's different in that aspect, but it's very much of who I am, though. It's a big part of who I am. It's a big part of the MC that I've been before I even started doing this for like a career. You know, sharpening my pen, bigging up myself, and being ready to jab whoever need to be jabbed to understand.
That's
like,
how it sounds.
I'm nice, bro. Like I'm really nice. Don't get the intellect like twisted or whatever. I'm nice, but also it's a manifestation. It's not just braggadocious. It's a manifestation of good talk, understanding that I say I want to be the greatest ever. I say I already believe that for myself because that's the path that I'm creating for myself. And here's a song that represents that. So the cover art, I did a photo shoot and I did it for myself. I did it by myself. Just set up my tripod and, you know, put my phone in portrait mode and figured it out. What's important to know is it may or may not be super visible when you can see it, but I have a shirt. It's a sleeveless shirt. I look like I'm ready to work out. And I'm in basketball shorts and some sneakers and a bucket hat. The shirt though, it's a cutout shirt, but the shirt says Muhammad Ali, the greatest on it. Right? So yeah, the title is GOAT Talk. Everyone, if you don't know GOAT, the acronym, it's, you know, greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
That's you know, you hear GOAT talked about in you know, music, sports and things like that. That's the point of it. So I wanted to create a song with that. I wanted to use Muhammad Ali, again, one of my heroes, right? Someone that I'm huge on, and someone that also not just was a part of the culture, right? Not just someone that most people know for being one of the greatest boxers, if not the greatest boxer or the greatest heavyweight of all time, but also someone that, like I'm doing on the song, bragged about himself, right? Bragged heavily. But it wasn't just, here's the thing about it though, is a lot of people received it as, you know, oh, this arrogant Negro, yo, he got all this stuff to say. Oh my gosh, he's always talk. But it wasn't that. It was him manifesting what he says he needs to be. If he wants to be the best, he got to call himself the best now from his first fight. And he has to talk that. He got to chant that for himself. It has to create this understanding between him and his mind. So instead of his mind playing tricks on him, his mind agrees with what he always says. It always says, yo, I'm the greatest, I'm the best, I'm unbeatable, I'm unstoppable. You can't mess with me. When you say that enough times, your mind does that for you too, right? And that's what he was doing. That's the thing that people, or the media, because I think people that know who Muhammad Ali is and how humble that brother was, they know what he was really doing. But you know, you got to think about the time frame in which that was happening, right? You know, in the 60s, you know what I'm saying, 70s, this brother just want to talk himself up, or hear these loud Negroes go again. It had nothing to do with him having to be shiny.
Nothing with strategic.
It had nothing to do with him having to just sell tickets. Some of it, of course, was, you know, entertaining, right? And he was an MC too. You know what I'm saying? He'd be rhyming. He'd be rhyming.
You said it.
That's what he'd be
Yes,
doing.
he do. He'd be getting down.
So me doing that, me creating this song to come on the verse, and it's only a verse. There's no hook. It's just a long verse for like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that. It's not super long, but where I'm just stomping in hip hop. I'm just stomping in, yo, here's who I am. Here's who I say I am. Here's who I say I'll be. I'm the greatest. I'm owning it right now. Nobody's messing with me. And it's not even about me being greater than anybody else. It's about me being my greatest self, right? So I had to make sure I had this shirt that says someone that is the greatest, that I think is the greatest, in that cover art, right? And then the bucket hat is just a part of my brand. That's my Rap Officially logo. So I'm like, you know what, that's a part of me. So let me throw that in there too. And that was it. You know, I wanted to get that song out to make sure that it had dropped on my birthday. A song and a video. It was a dual release, and they both dropped on my birthday this past year, September 4th. So the video I shot, edited, and everything myself. The song I did, and I did the cover art myself.
Right.
And yeah, it just, you know, it's it's a simple thing, but it meant something as far as how I created the you know, the look of it all, right?
Yeah, it's not simple, and that's why, like I said, I'm into that. Like I had the last brother last week. He's on here too. Mirai Soul. It's when you do things, and I always tell people, all of it is being the MC. And I say, yo, I like this, because even the way you got it, it's like you got it in stairs, like you said, in steps, and like when Muhammad Ali, and I knew it was something to it. I know when I'm looking at it, I said, no, this is thought out. This is not just him. Oh, I'm gonna put a photo on it. Nah, they're saying. I said this is thought out, you know. And when you explain things like that, and it allows more people to understand your lyrics and understand where you coming from. Oh, why did he come with that? And then the gold, like to me, I just looked at it like it's like a gold belt. That gold looks like that's your you know, that's your, I gotta get it from the light. That's your gold belt. Like, you know what I mean? So I just thought that was, you know, that was unique, and it had to be explained. You know, it's you know, I'm goofy that way, but I know it all means something, you know, because as MCs, yeah, you know, that's key. I'm gonna let the people know, again, we're here with Quote the MC, rappers and artists you haven't heard of, you know what I'm saying? And this is Quote the MC, and we're definitely getting into how in depth this brother's art and his stuff is. Now let me ask you, I'm looking through my notes. You kind of already hit on this a little bit, but I want you to go into it more in depth. Now with hip hop, we got our hip hop clothes, and then we have, when you're a person that's aware, how important is it for you to always have, is it always you have to have Afrocentric gear, hip hop gear? How do you fuse it to? Is it a difference between you or no? Does it, you know, how important is that? Like, what is your method? Is there a method? Or what message you trying to get across?
I would say there's partially a method, but mostly it's just me. It's just me. You know, I'm a you know, as everyone is. So I don't want to. I'm you know, I'm complex. You know what I'm saying? I'm this, I'm that. You know, and depending on what it is I'm feeling, what it is I'm trying to convey, I might throw on, you know, my dashikis, or you know, my you know, certain attire for certain occasions, and other times, you know, sweatshirt, you know, real streetwear. But I'm usually dressed either of those ways anyway, because that's just how I like to dress. But yeah, it's more just about, you know, whatever I'm in the mood for, or whatever I'm like envisioning for that day. But yeah, there's no, I guess there's no, I'm not gonna say it's not deep, but it's just more about, it's whatever I'm feeling like. There are a few different ways of dressing that I think look nice to me, and I do my thing. You know, I'm an artist, I'm a creator, and I always want to express myself. So whatever I'm wearing for that day is expressing the way, you know, the way that I'm thinking about myself, especially if I'm like going out to do something related to my art form too. You know, if I'm going to a show, or you know, any networking event, then, you know, I'll put certain things together. But it doesn't always have to be, it definitely doesn't always have to be a dashiki, but I always do want to be in something. I want my whole closet to be like Black owned, and really all of my stuff. I want every essential item that I have. So when I do go out, though, I will try to make an effort to be in something that is made either from Africa or from somebody Black, so that it can be seen and understood that this is cool for us to do, because so there are times I do try to make a point of that, because there's times that I don't, but there's times that I do. And the thing is, I'm big into fashion too. Like, but I'm so different from the fashion that I was to the fashion that I am in regards to the name switching.
Right.
I used to be big into all the, European designer stuff. I'm so anti that now. It's crazy. The amount of money I spent on that like years ago though, it's like, bro, like now, now I'm trying to be like, yo, we got designer too though. Like, look at this. This is fly.
Oh man, it's great.
But this is us. You know what I'm saying? Look at how these people can craft these things. You know what I'm saying? And this brother do this and this and that. And even my brand is a brand. It's designer.
Right.
You know it is. So right. Throw on rap officially, and anything else is like, yo. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I do try to make a conscious effort to be in Black-owned stuff as much as I can, even if it's just like one thing. Something has to say, you know what I'm saying, that we hear. And definitely no like name brands. If anything does have a name brand, it has no logos, so you wouldn't know. It's plain. Plain. Yeah. I had to talk it out to think. I had to talk it out to think about it for a second, because I'm like, I really kind of just do my thing, but I do make a point though to be in like black stuff like all the time actually. Yeah. Right. I kind of forgot. I forgot about it because I just do it now.
Right. You're doing that. But to me, all those things are so important, especially, once again, I keep bringing back the hip-hop, because we're hip-hop, at the end of the day, and we're hip-hop, and we are brothers and sisters in this hip-hop thing. I know other people got involved, and they're welcome. Like, we welcome is no problem. But who we are, we represent who we are, And it to me, when it gets put out there in the ethos and it gets talked about, it just helps the culture even more, So I always like to hear people's perspective on how they pick their gear, how they rock they clothes in hip hop. Because to me, fashion is important in hip hop. However, if you rocking it,
that's a huge element. Huge element.
Very huge. Yeah. People always talk about, it's just these certain elements. I go, no, it's fashion. Yeah. It's all these things. Like, it's not just, graffiti. Of course, those are major. I don't want to ever, I'm just saying, but man, we got to talk about fashion and how. Go ahead. What was you going to say?
Here's the thing, though, too, is that, something you kind of said, but you touching on, I want to expand on for a second. The other thing, though, with my choices and what I wear, especially when I'm doing an event, right? And I'm like, yo, I gotta be in something that represents us. The thing, there's one thing about hip hop to me. Now, this is it's a Black American art form, but I want something I am really trying to stamp though is that we listen to other stuff and label it as like tribal music, and then hip hop is just like something ghetto. But hip hop is tribal too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really tribal.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
Yeah. It's conception on a major label, on a major level. We have it for a certain amount of years, but it outdates that much further. And it's something that, like anything else, our people here figured out our cultures, our ways, and figured out a way for us to express ourselves. So that's very much a part of it. It's a part of the culture, not just what we look like, but it's hip hop in itself. It might be English, broken English, slang, whatever. But it is tribal music. And
very much so. Yeah.
This is ours, you know what I'm saying? And it's like so the all of these other elements in what I bring to it always remembers the part of it that is African centered, that is indigenous centered, for those of us Black people that were, that were not slaves, that are indigenous to this land, right? Regardless, we still trace it back to the motherland, regardless. But it's so much more than just some lyrics over some beats. You know what I'm saying? It's real musicianship. It's culture. And everybody knows that now because we've influenced the entire world for the past 20 years with the music, the look, the mannerisms, everything. Everything about hip hop has taken over the planet in a short amount of time.
Very short. Very
short amount of time.
Yep.
So I want to make sure that people understand the root of it too. Like, it's not just it's not just the rap, it's not just the beat. You know, the way we think about Afro beats. You know, you listen to Fela, you listen to some jazz,
yes, sir.
Anything else. These things that we revere, right?
Right.
Rap, hip hop is tribal music. This is something that is very powerful, and it comes from, unfortunately, it's come from the suffering of our people first, right?
Right, of course.
But it's something that has branched out into so many things, and it's our voices, it's our creation.
Right, exactly.
And
it is
something that, I'm saying, that I hold very close, that, this is something else, like everything else that we make. Right.
It is. You touched on that, and like I said, that's why I gotta get it from the person that I'm talking to, and how they think, because this whole show is about how does your thought process work as a hip hop individual, as an artist, but you're a hip hop artist. So how does that person think? And this is what I like, about it. So that's why all these things I'm asking is key to me. Let me ask you, is there any particular album that we should be focusing on now? Because I know I just picked that album because I started really listening to it in depth, and I wanted to definitely talk about that. But is there any music that we should be paying attention to right now, that you want people to pay attention to, that you feel as though it's something we need to hear from you?
Yes. It's a song. It's not an album. That EP is the only collection of work project that I have. Everything else I have is singles. I'll be working on an album though. It's in the works. That's all I can say.
It should be, yeah.
But this song though is something I think people should be looking for a lot. It is It's out already. It's titled King-ish.
King. Is that on the YouTube? Is that on the YouTube?
Yeah, that's there too. There's two versions though. There's a clean one and there's an explicit one. I push the clean one hard. I don't really push the explicit one anymore. And I have a reason for it. It's not because it has curses in it, but it's because of the curses that I use. I'm moving myself away from using that term. If that makes sense. Right.
No, it does.
Yeah. So
it does.
Regardless, it's a powerful song. And it's something that.
Oh yeah. I think I listened to this. Yeah. Do you want me to play it?
Sure. Which one? Which one you about to play?
Is this it? Which one is that? Oh wait, hold up.
Hold on, the light.
I got the light on it. All right. It's backwards, but
yeah. No, that's it. But I'm trying to figure out. I wonder how you differentiate it on YouTube.
Is it under this same
Apple?
Is it under that same?
The album cover, everything is going to be exactly the same. I know on Apple Music and like Spotify and stuff, they'll put a C or an E,
right,
to tell you if it's clean or explicit. I'm not sure how YouTube does it though, and since I'm on live, I can't see it.
Right. Hold on. Let me. Well, y'all hold on for a second.
Thank you, cousin Rhoda.
Huh?
No, I was saying thank you, cuz.
Oh, see, Rhoda said something. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Do you have both of them on YouTube or no?
Yeah, they should both be everywhere, but I don't know how they would arrange and differentiate it.
Oh, as far as which one is which.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to. Let me see.
I don't have Spotify on this particular phone.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm looking at something right now to see.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could do your thing either way, but
right.
If I have a way, I would like it to be the clean one.
Right.
Again, it ain't because it got curses in it, but
right. Yeah, and I don't.
Oh, okay.
Spotify.
Hold on. So do you, when you looked it up, you see 2 of them, right?
Yeah, I think it's 2 here.
You see 2 of them. You can see the views on it. You see the number of views.
I see 30 on one, and hold up. What's the views on the one that you think is
It's the smaller one. It has like 13. 13
Oh,
views.
okay. Hold up.
That's the one.
All right, hold up.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. All right, let me go back.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna just let them know what we're doing. We searching for a song. Okay, that ain't it. Hold up. Wait. We searching for a song, and while I'm here, y'all, this is Quote the MC, and this is rappers and artists you haven't heard of, right? And I got Quote the MC on here, and we just had the interview, and hold up, I don't think I see it. And I'm searching for a song that I want to play because he think we should listen. Oh wait, hold up.
Yeah, it's still.
No, this doesn't.
Yeah, quote.
I don't see it.
When you type in Quote the MC King-ish, you should see two videos right on top of each other.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll see the one that has 13 views and the other one that has 30. The one that has 13 is the one.
Okay. Let me try, and then I type in King-ish, right?
Yeah. But put Quote the MC too, you know.
Yeah. No, I did that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because it might.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it real quick. Let me attach this back to my Bluetooth. I'm doing it this way because I don't have my, once I get my my joint and all my stuff, we ain't gonna have this problem. But right now, y'all
can hear from a certified king, yo.
Can y'all hear it? Is it clear?
What you want from a certified king? King in it, watch the crown when he spit it. Believe in his every move like he's leading religion. Just win it is my mental condition. Refuse to take losses no matter the disposition. Never gonna catch me tripping. Never no code switching. If ever, just no. I'm glitching. Every written he hitting, I miss it. You know I'm sinning. Stay consistent with giving you whippings within the lyrics. Quote is the uptown something. Rep 149 in Jackson. Don't come round here frontin' unless you want that action. I'm an addict of passion. Live for my satisfaction. So efficient in rapping that you cannot reach my bracket. Arrogant out of habit. Confidence at its truest. Undisputed belief in his words. Beyond the music. Focus on connected diaspora to one unit. Ain't starting no trends. This king talk is a movement. What I want from a certified king, yo? What I want from a certified king? Feel like I'm King Kong. Drop a verse and make it use it for your ringtone. Think you messing with the king when you dead wrong. Got skills that'll run you about a mile long. King, get your shine on. What you about to talk about? Something real or the same thing, chasing clout. Man, you know I keep 100, check my SoundCloud. Room music that'll jump and make the guys proud. Turn it up loud. Questions of a king, man. Type of lyrics that'll knock you out the ring, fan. Punch lines, got them choking on your teeth, wham. Bring heat if you looking for a feature jam. Stab it, cause the beat fan. Talking like the crowd's mine. Plus I'm walking like a soccer dummy prime time. Using that your instrumentals with every rhyme. Man, I'm gonna respect with a little shine. Whole lot of dollar signs. Bless with a text at a level that'll make you raise the bar. Checking for a queen that'll let me hug on them curves like NASCAR. Round 50 years long. With the MC, he's still a genius. The demeanor so regal that you gotta call him genius. Hold up, little bit of this and a little bit of that. Mixes got the soul and a lot of pro-black. The air to the zone, call me Coke when I rap. Giving my perception of his more twin back. Starting to look slow if you can't really rap. Raised in the prison, I don't know how to act. Harlem born, know the black culture where it's at. We going uptown, sis, shout out to your track. You get your words for you. So snap, he making hits, don't need your back. Cut the radio, cause your whoop whack. To be exact, your flow is snap. Flexing, cause hip hop is back. Grateful for that real rap. Patient income places, cause this art form keeps our lives intact. What's that one? What's that one? What's your form from a certified king, yo? What's your form from a certified king? What's that one? What's that one? What's that one? What's your form from a certified king, yo? What's your form from a certified king? What's your form from a certified king, yo? What's your form from a certified king?
Man, it sounds like you about to do a Zulu war. Like, that is powerful. Yo, what's up, Bert? This is another brother on here. He like, yo, you cooking on this. Yeah, he was hitting a lot of the fires and throwing up my Rhoda. Everybody was Robin, my wife, she throwing up the fire on that. Again, I got to show y'all this cover. Like, you know, look at the cover. Like, you know what I mean? I got to get it close. Look at that cover, yo. You know what I mean? It's backwards, but y'all can see it. You know what I mean? Self-explanatory. Who is that? Is that a art piece? Did you do that or?
Nah, I didn't do that. I had somebody. Okay, so I took a picture.
Right.
I took a picture in a chair. And I had somebody create a picture from that.
Right.
But what the creation of that is supposed to be is, you know, the iconic the Huey P. Newton sitting in the joint holding the what's the names. But what I'm holding in my hand though, one is a pencil, the other one is a pen, and that is part of.
I just seen that as you saying it. Yeah,
that's
dope.
That's the logo though. That's part of the logo in my brand, right? Pen in the right hand, pencil in the left hand. But when you look at the logo of my brand Rap Efficiently too, it's a it has an afro, but the afro is a vinyl, right?
Oh,
brother with a dashiki on, right? He has two katanas to his back, but the katanas though is a pen and a pencil. So
nice.
I just brought those together. I wanted you know, the song to the cover art to feel like what the song feels like. You know,
does.
What an iconic photo that Huey P. Newton, you know, excuse me, Dr. Huey P. Newton had.
Dr. Huey, yes sir.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I had to, you know. So
No, I like the way you manipulated it. You brought an Afrofuturism hip hop style to it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I didn't even notice the pen. Like, you know, well, you know, a pen is that's the best sword you can have. Yeah. It outdoes a gun, a spear, everything. You know, when you could put those words together. And who did the beat? Who did the production on that? It's very clean and aggressive.
The producer, that's a brother that goes by the name of Evergreen G. I see
that on here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's I got to a point in my career where when I was making stuff, I would put the producer as a feature on the track in the credits so that their name can be seen right away. So that's why
it's a two-part effort.
Yeah, so that's why, you know, I put his name there. But Evergreen G, he's Bronx based or from the Bronx, but he's out in Jersey now too. Everybody's from the Bronx and they end up in Jersey. But
they all moving to Jersey. Robin's from Jersey, so she loving me that she throwing up the love. Right, that's her original place. Yeah.
But,
well, brother. First of all, you know, I'm always glad to interview my cousin and my family. But beside that, just as an MC, and it gave me a chance to really researching into your catalog. Because, you know, as family, we all like, you know, oh, yeah, you do all right. And we check when we check. And, you know, but when you really get a chance to research and hear, and then I get a chance to put puzzles together and try to, you know, oh, well, what was he kind of going here? How's it? And then I get and I'm sick, because I treat this stuff like is to me like it's a paper I'm getting ready to write for you know, as I'm going to college. Yeah. So it was like the more I'm listening to stuff, and you get a chance to really pay more attention to the stuff. Not that you're not paying attention to rhymes and raps, but you start connecting dots. Oh, he had that. So it was a pleasure just to do that, you know. And I'm proud to say that you my cousin and you part of our family connection, bro. Just I love that. You know what I mean? So, you know, you said in the thing, I think you said I'm standing next to royalty. Well, that's how I feel with you, brother. Like, you know what I mean? Just my little cousin and watching you groom. I know this hip hop thing is you, and it's just you're gonna have excellent. You're gonna do well in this thing. I love what I've heard, and it seems like everybody else did. And I'm glad to have you on as a guest. And this ain't the end. Like this keeps going. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, what do you want the people to know? I know you definitely want to talk about more of because how many days you have before the Kickstarter ends?
Right. Today, well, it's about the end of the day now, but today makes 9 days left for the Kickstarter, the crowdfund that I have going. For anyone I'm sure most people are familiar with what that is, but I'll brief it a little bit. You know, a Kickstarter crowdfund is basically a fundraiser. But think of it like this is something that businesses do. People do this for any business project, creative project, career, whatever. So I'm crowdfunding to do first of all, I'm hosting my first official concert that I'll be doing all of my own, independent from any of the entities that I've gotten booked through and yada yada. But it's not just for me. I'm putting on a couple other artists. And the entire premise of this show is to uplift, celebrate, and just dive ourselves into, you know, the beauty of Black men in hip hop. And I know that might, for, you know, knowing hip hop, I mean, that's something that's always been there, but there's this thing in the water that's going on, and it's beautiful to see. Our sisters, the queens, are doing an amazing job in getting more educated, in starting successful businesses, and they are moving so fast in advancing themselves. And they've been doing this for the past like 15 years. They're the fastest growing entrepreneurs. They're the highest educated. And you can look this up. I'm not speaking from feeling, these are facts. Right. And
I'm married to one, so yeah.
And along the way of doing that, though, is that you see them holding each other's hand and doing it together.
Yeah,
right.
They are. They really are. Yes.
While consistently still supporting the brothers, doing anything at home. You know what I'm saying, with our children, yada yada yada. The thing that's been very difficult for us on this side, though, is that while our Black men are trying to figure out their way in the world, we're still operating by ourselves a lot of the time. Sometimes out of necessity, and a lot of times just out of not knowing any better. And we're not holding each other's hands when we do stuff. We kind of say stuff like, yo, that's cool that you're doing your thing, do your thing. But we don't really commune with it. So this show is to do that. Every person that'll be involved in the show, the artists, the hosts, the production team, the venue, the DJs will all be Black men. They will all be paid. You know, I'm fundraising so that I can pay them for their work, as well as, you know, pay for the venue, the equipment, and, you know, give some, you know, and I'll leave a little bit for myself as well.
For yourself, of course.
But I want to do that. And this is the thing. A lot of people don't understand on the underground hip hop side, and not even just underground hip hop, but the independent music, thing.
Independent.
There's this stigma of like people paying to play to do all this stuff, and it's terrible. They, you know, they mask that as like, yo, like, you know, whenever you start a venture in any business, it's not just music and anything, you have to invest in yourself. Yeah, rightfully so. We know that. But artists shouldn't be paying to show their talents, regardless what their level is, especially not if there's not a whole lot of things to come behind that. You know, if I'm paying for my own hotel room because I'm going somewhere else, that's one thing. But just paying to be on the bill, nah, I'm not with that. And I've done it in the past, right? Because I thought that that's what we had to do.
You think that's what you have to do? Yeah, right.
And then you break away from that, and then you start doing free shows, which is cool too. But you know, it's like you know, you gotta bring 30 people out. And then, you know, they give you popcorn, you know what I'm saying? You don't get no piece of the ticket sales, you know what I'm saying? You don't get no real promotion from it. People, we living in the internet age, people don't really make flyers no more. They don't put you on the marquee. You know, it's just we're not really benefiting from these things. The venues are and the promoters are, but we aren't. So I want to make sure that it's a thing that we're celebrating ourselves, but also I'm showing artists, right, that we can do these things for ourselves. We can start our own shows because the way that they have these shows is because of us anyway. The way that open mics exist, showcases, larger venues, etc. They need the talent. They don't got the talent. They got nothing to sell, right?
You don't have nothing.
They got nothing. So, and I know I'm good at what I do, especially when it comes to like the performing aspect. And I appreciate all the love I got from people, and I'm humble about it. But I'm very confident I understand what I bring. And performing, you know what I'm saying? I need to be paid to perform. You know what I'm saying? If you want me to do your show, because I know what I bring, and it's not that I would never do a free one, but I ain't paying nobody to perform. Like, that's not cool. So this is the beginning of a movement that I want to start for Black men, but also for artists to see and take that and do that for themselves too. And I'll network and do it with them too, so that we keep on doing our own stuff. And benefit.
It allows it to keep going,
and we benefit, and we do it, right? So that's the idea. So, you know, the crowdfund right now, like I said, there's 8 more days after today. It ends on March 23rd. And that's what I'm funding for, to take control of what it is that we're doing and to celebrate Black men, because we're not seeing that happen too often from us. And I want to make sure that we do that, you know, and that we continue to share and hold each other up and bring ourselves up. So, you know, that's going to have a huge impact on our community. So I want to make sure that, if, you know, since I see an issue, I want to do something about it. And that's what it is. That's the point of it. You know, in the midst of course, enjoying the roots of what hip hop is and bringing it to the people. And, but that's the vision. That's what's happening. And, you know, anyone that is able to contribute or, you know, share the word, you know, I would highly appreciate it. You know, like I said, 8 more days. So we have to end.
I just put it in the comment section. I posted it more than once. So please, please. And this is going to take place in the Bronx, I presume, right?
Correct. Yeah. It'll be in the Bronx. The show is actually going to be on June 4th. So we have some time. We have some time.
You got some time. Okay. And so
people are already excited too, man. I hit my people up who I want involved, and they like, word. Let's get it. So, I can't wait.
This is good, and I hope I can get out there, you know, to definitely be a part of it. But I got that for anybody that's watching. This is Quote the MC. And you heard his in-depth interview. I hope y'all become fans of this brother, and I hope you will continue to follow him, because he's young and he has a lot more to come. This Kickstarter, please, if you know anyone that would be interested, that's in New York, or you just want to help and you feel like you want to give back, this is a perfect example of giving back. A show, a hip-hop show that he's doing, and it's very independent, and it represents a serious cause. And you do want to be a part of these type of movements, because this is the movement that keeps our culture and our hip-hop just just shining like it needs to shine. And when you have brothers like Quote the MC and others, even my brother Mira Soul, and you have them continue to give you incredible art, we need to support these type of artists, because these are the artists, all the ones that you see that's big, they went through all this. They went through it too. You know, they're not big for no reason. You know, Big Daddy Kane to Kanye to you know, all the different MCs we love, Lauryn Hill, you know, all of them, Foxy Brown, Bahamadia, The Roots, Malik B and Tariq, they went through this. I watched a lot of them go through it. So please support. We need your support and continue to support. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this interview. You know what I mean? I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did, because I love this. And this is Quote the MC. Please follow his links. You see all the stuff in the comments. And I'm gonna post the Kickstarter one more time, because people be coming in here that I see and they might not know. So I posted more than once. So please check them out. Quote the MC. Anything else you want to spit and let us know?
Sure. Last thing I want to say, just to you, man, I appreciate this, man. This this was dope.
That's what's up.
The in-depth questions and the conversations that we had, you know what I'm saying, coming from people that come from all of what hip-hop represents and still has like the real passion and love for it. I appreciate it. And you know, just us being family though too, man. Like it's this means a lot. This filled my cup today, and I wouldn't give you your flowers for even starting this. And yeah, man, I appreciate it. You know, that's
we both appreciate,
that's the I gotta say. I'll say one more thing, because since we are doing this, I do have to take the opportunity to plug myself. I already talked about the Kickstarter and stuff. I'm on this live, but under my like personal page. But you know, if anyone ever wanted to follow any social media, I am on every social media, as well as every music streaming platform. Exactly the many times that you saw my name spelled in, it's exactly like that. Quote the MC. QUOTE THE MC on every single platform, exactly the same way. No extra words, no nothing. So on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, fan base, which is something I think a lot of our people should go ahead and be on. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. Again, for all y'all that tuned in and showed all the love and gave all this support and all these comments, I was reading. I appreciate it. You know, I truly do. You know, and I hope y'all stay locked up.
Right. Definitely. I thank everybody that was on it. It's a lot of y'all, but Bert, you know, my wife, you know, your uncle, my pop is on here. You know, Robin, my wife, I said that. Rhoda, my sister, other people, Daryl, my homie. These are, you know, homie. Isaac, my man. He another hip hop head. A lot of y'all, I appreciate y'all coming through. I'm glad that y'all checking out. We not done. Next week I got another MC coming through. So, you know, rappers you haven't heard of, you know what I mean, interviewed. And this is Quote the MC. Peace, y'all. Thank y'all so much, you know what I'm saying? And we wish y'all the best.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Peace. Definitely.